So here's the question. I want to play a piece of sound from really what was the first question today, and it ended up being a gaffe, right? And so for those people who want to sort of highlight the gaffes, they want to play the, look at this, aha, you see, they're going to be citing this. They're not going to play the entire question and the answer. They're just going to play this piece of sound. But I want to play it for people, and then I want to talk to you about it. This is number 2.
Mr. President, your political future has hung over the NATO summit a little bit this week. Speaker Pelosi made a point of suggesting that your decision on whether to stay in the race was still open. George Clooney and a handful of lawmakers have called on you to step aside. Reuters is reporting tonight that UAW leadership is concerned about your ability to win.
UAW just endorsed me, but go ahead.
Thank you. My question for you is, how are you incorporating these developments into your decision to stay? And separately, what concerns do you have about Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start.
Now, I struggle, Chris, to figure out how much does this stuff matter, right? President Biden has for years been a gaffe machine, right? He has for years made mistakes not that dissimilar from that one. And yet, when you make as many as he does, and you put that on top of the debate performance, it becomes pattern and practice and not just gaffe.
Yep. And that's the suck right there. And that's why they have trouble. And look, but I think what's necessary to do here, and again, I don't like your choices. And I blame the party system. Do you still have me there, Dan?
Yeah, good. I got you.
I thought I was being censored. So I don't like the choices, but remember, you have to do this. And people say, oh, don't both sides it. You have to. You have a binary choice. Trump didn't really understand Puerto Rico's relationship to the United States. He thought it was another country. Trump pronounced Thailand, Thailand. Trump makes mistakes all the time, as much about his inclination, like he did with Zuckerberg, saying, I want this guy in prison. So you have to weigh it. Do you want old and ailing, okay, or not as old, but having bad tendencies? That's the choice. And what the parties say to us is, well, yeah, but those are the two choices, Dan. So you got to vote. But when will it get better? Nothing changes if nothing changes. Oh, so I got to vote for Biden this time because Trump may throw me in prison if he becomes president. Okay, and then what happens the next time? The parties are still in control. They're okay with these two guys as their candidates. I know the Democrats aren't right now, but they don't have a replacement plan. They're just caving because they're all afraid, and the media is stoking their fear.
Well, and what do you think's going to happen now? I mean, so Biden, look,
well, that's
Biden
the beautiful thing, Dan. We don't know, and viewership is going to stay up with each iteration. But I do know this. I know a couple of things, okay? And I'll give it to you, and then you do with it what you want. But I know it's true, okay? Obama is now pulling the strings, okay? Ron Klain is not pulling the strings. If anything, he is trying to help Biden stay in, okay? They are nowhere near the number of defections and the energy they would need right now for Biden to meet the standard that he laid out in that presser, which if I were his guy, I wouldn't have let him. If they can come to me and show me that I can't win, then I'll get out.
What does that mean?
I think they can.
Yeah,
I think they can go to him and show, here's the trending. It's getting worse. You're not going to win these states, and we can't win the election. I think they could make that case to him right now. Now, could things change? Yes, but what would make them change? That's Biden's biggest weakness. Because remember, the fear is in two things. One, his ability to be at his best on a regular basis,
right,
which may be an unreasonable standard. And it's not whether he could be president today. I don't buy this, that President Biden is brain dead and not making any things, and Jill is leading him around like he's a doddering idiot. I don't believe it. But it could be true in 2 years. It could be true about Trump, too, but not to the same degree, not as likely a chance. That's Biden's biggest problem.
And this press conference that we just watched has been had been characterized as a make or break moment for Biden.
By us.
That's right, by the media. But it actually was really just a break moment, right? I mean, there was no make. We knew that there was not going to be some amazing performance where suddenly everyone was going to say, my goodness, that debate was just a bad night. That wasn't going to happen. The question was just going to be,
it shouldn't happen.
Is he going to be as bad as he was in the debate or not? The answer to that question was no. He was not nearly as bad. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.